I record this podcast on Gadigal country. I'd like to pay my respect to the traditional custodians.
And I'm recording on Wurundjeri country, part of the Kulin Nation. Let's go.
I know you're gonna dig this.
It's like I've been given like an extra sprinkle of something.
You got layers.
Yeah, I got layers.
I was just thinking, I'm like, we're just such beautiful storytellers.
You're making a lot of sense today, girl. No, I'm done.
Let's jump into it, honest to God. Am I the arsehole? I went to this event, right? And I got invited, and it was a VIP section before the actual show, which is like it was like a self-helpy concert, like a self-help talk thing.
Yeah.
So I went to it. I was late, so I missed just like some of the VIP part, and I came in and everyone was kind of seated down. I came in late. I saw 2 spots. I sat down in the 2 spots, and this lady was like, someone's sitting there.
Okay.
And I said, well, it's not allocated seating. And she was like, yeah, but we were just sitting there. Well, like she wasn't even sitting there. She was holding it for her 2 friends, which weren't even her 2 friends. She only met them just then.
Okay.
So I took these 2 seats.
Was anything on the seats?
Nothing.
Okay,
So
great.
that's why I thought they were vacant
Absolutely.
and free. And it's not allocated seating. We can sit wherever we want. And so I took the seat. It caused the biggest stir up. But you know what? I doubled down and I said, I am not moving.
Ooh.
Am I an asshole for not moving? Like, should I have been considerate and moved? Because they had been sitting there the whole pre-show.
Where were they?
They were getting wine and toilets.
So they left the seats?
They left the seats.
With nothing on them, though?
With nothing on them.
They said to the random lady next to them,
Yeah.
hey, can you just mind these seats for us? And you came along, you saw 2 empty seats and you
Yeah.
sat down and the lady said, no, sorry, they're already
They're
taken.
taken.
And you were like, absolutely not,
I
because
said,
there's no allocated,
seating. I'm entitled to this.
Oh, that word, entitled.
I know. And I never use that word.
Girl,
I
okay.
never use that word.
There's a few things here because I'm like, if there was something on the seat, this would make there would be a whole other like part to this. But the seats were empty and the random lady next to them didn't even know them. So it's not like you're moving her friends away from her.
Yeah.
So I think that like you stood your ground and I think that you're not an arsehole for it. I think that it was probably a little test for yourself of like, have I got the confidence to do this? And I feel like you were probably sitting there really proud of yourself.
Kind of. But like, so how it played out was I sat in the seats. This lady came in like fiery and like really kind of
What did
like,
she say to you?
rawr. She was like, we were sitting there and then I actually wasn't even talking. It was my housemate that was doing all the arguing. So I wasn't even, and I just was like,
You got her to do the dirty work.
him.
He
did.
You got him to do the dirty
And
work. You're a gangster.
He
you know?
did.
Don't
And
get
I
your
just
hands
sat
dirty.
there and then she sat next to me. But the only thing was the lady that was by herself, she just had to move so that we could sit in the same spot that then they could sit there too. But she didn't want to move. So it was a whole big debacle, right? So
you're
she
expecting
ends
the lady who's in her seat to move.
pretty
Girl.
much, so it gets kind of worse.
Yeah.
So she ends up moving.
Oh, the
and then
lady?
The lady. 'cause
So you kicked the lady who was actually in her seat out of her seat. Okay. Now we're getting more information. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going back to not knowing if you're the asshole yet,
Yeah,
okay?
so these 2 people sit down. We
Yep.
move down one. So now we're just seated next to these people that we've just stole their seats and then kicked
so
the
this
other
is
one out.
awkward.
So it's awkward. And so I was like, you know what? This is a really good event. This is a Gabor Mate event. He is an absolute like lifesaver in my eyes. I am not missing out on this opportunity and I'm also not missing out on these seats. So I felt awkward because she was so rude to me. But I didn't drop to her level. I didn't drop and I didn't become aggressive. I didn't.
Girl, you didn't do anything. You sat there with your mouth shut. What are you talking about? You literally were like, I didn't drop to her level. You were ignoring her.
But she was fiery. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Let me ask you one question before you start,
Of
okay?
course.
Were there other seats around that were empty?
In the VIP section, absolutely.
There were.
But not smack bang in the middle.
Not the seats that I wanted.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here.
Yes. Okay.
And she sat there and she was mumbling to her husband and I could hear them and it was just making it awkward. And so then I was like, just said to her, look, I said, I don't want to sit here and have this awkwardness. We both and all of us have come to see the show, and it's probably really important for all of us for some whatever reason. I don't want I was like, I don't want to have this awkwardness. So I do want to apologize for not moving, but I think I owned it. I said I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I just said I didn't want to.
Yeah.
And she goes, is that something, because people are people pleasers and I'm constant people pleaser.
Yeah.
But I'm moving out of the thing of, not that I want to be an entitled brat.
Yeah.
But I think that was a huge thing for me to be like, it's not allocated seating. I'm fucking sitting here.
Yeah.
This is what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand and double down and die on that hill.
Yes.
And she goes, is that really important to you? And I said, yeah, you know what? This is. And she goes, okay, great. We moved on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
And then the husband goes, you know what? He goes, and he said, whispered to her, and he goes, yeah, see, you just never know what's going on in people's lives.
Okay.
So I know it sounds so stupid. I felt like a fucking asshole because I was like...
So you felt like the asshole?
Because I was not being my considerate self.
Mm.
I felt like but and the other side of that, I was like, no, I stood up for something that I wanted and I fucking got it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like hard. It's like I feel like a fucking asshole, but then is that my people pleasing tendency or is that just being like, yeah. Anyways,
where did the other people
I could
have
have just
to go?
moved. She wasn't in touch. Like, you know.
Where did the other people have to go?
One seat behind us.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's fine. Like, honestly, they weren't moved to a whole other section. They weren't, like, it wasn't a huge change.
Well, this nearly got into a full fight.
Wow.
I was just sitting there like, oh my God, I could just get up and move and it'd be all fine. But I was like, I was like eating my popcorn. Like,
oh my God. Okay.
I know. So, one, I am arsehole, but I'll fucking take it because for me now, I feel more confident in myself that if I want something, I will feel better about.
Okay, let me ask you a question, honestly.
Someone did that to me?
No, at the end of the night, when you finished the show, when you went home, were you thinking about it?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
It didn't mean that much.
I'm just bringing it up now.
Yeah.
Haven't talked about it since.
What's happening with the
we laugh about it. We laugh about it because like I think Alex got like really fiery with the other lady and like they were bickering and I was just sitting there like, oh my God, what is going on? And he told her to grow up. And I was like, shit.
Really? This story is unraveling.
I know. It was an entirely big like fiasco.
Okay.
Everyone was looking at us. I was getting
You know what, honestly?
And I was like, oh my God.
I'll tell you, I think you are the asshole, but you know what, just own it.
I just owned it.
And sometimes you have to be the asshole because you know what I've realised? Like recently I've realised
I've never taken anything from anyone else.
Yeah.
Everything I feel like if someone cuts me in line, I'm like, okay,
it's
whatever.
not always bad to be the asshole. Because I think in life sometimes you have to be. Like, for instance, recently I had to do something really hard. But then I realised being an asshole and, like, being mean to someone are very two different things.
Yes,
like, if you're
I
mean,
agree.
I always realise that if I'm mean to someone, I'm actually just hurting myself because I feel so guilty. Like, if I'm a to someone, like, I will be at home later being like, why did I say that to that person? Or why did I do that? Like, if I say something nasty to someone or do something that crosses the line, I always feel bad about it. So I'm actually just hurting myself. You know?
I agree.
So that's why I asked when
you're
you
not
went
living
home,
in
did you care
alignment
about
to
it?
your values.
Because if you went home and it didn't even cross your mind that that lady had to move, well, then it shouldn't affect you. You shouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, like when
you
I talk
shouldn't
about...
even ask yourself if you're the asshole.
Well, no, but I was like, it was something that I hadn't, like a muscle that I hadn't flexed before, I guess. Like, you know, like a lot of people feel so entitled and have ownership of things. And obviously, like, whatever they've achieved is whatever they've achieved. And I've always practiced like fairness and considerate and kind and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, fucking to the degree of people pleasing. But I'm like to the point where it's like, if there's something that I want, like obviously I wouldn't do it to hurt someone else. But there's little things that I am still just like so submissive to. And like, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But people are rude. I let people in and they don't give me a fucking wave. Like, things like.
You know what I've realised? As I'm getting older, my road rage is starting. No, I'm being serious.
Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole with like, for instance, there was a bike that went in front of me the other day and he pulled up really fast to make me, it's almost like he wanted to cause an accident of me running into him. And I literally went to open my door and like get out of my car. And I was like, what the fuck am I? Some white 30-year-old from fucking Western Sydney with a baseball bat?
That's what I compare myself sometimes
like,
to.
No, stay in your car and just calm down. Take a breath.
I feel like there's a lot of people that are like so entitled and like even at the airport, right? There's the men that like, I'm priority, but they don't think that I'm priority sometimes. And I'm lining up perfectly in a great spot when they say, yeah, done. These men every single time just go past me, cut in line, peep their thing. And I'm like, I was standing here.
Yeah.
You could have waited. And that's what I think. Like, they don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
So why am I thinking twice about it?
Yeah.
So those little things, there's those little things, those little fucking people pleasing things. And that was one of them. But I did feel a bit like an asshole because I doubled down and I could have been considerate and I chose not to be.
Yep.
But I was like, I don't want to choose to be considerate and kind today.
Yeah.
I actually want to be watching Gabor Mate in a prime spot. I want to be able to see him. I want to be able to. I was literally taking notes and recording the whole thing. Like I was invested and I wanted to be there for him. Nothing else for him. So I just owned it. But you know what? It's fine. Some days you're an asshole. Some days you're a great person.
100%.
Some people have written in about a few other arsehole scenarios, right?
All right, give it to me.
Their guilty conscience. Da-da-da.
You know what I've always wanted to be? I'll
you
just
wanna
put
read
this
them?
out there.
'Cause-
I've always wanted to be a judge on a talent show, and I feel like this is sort of in that same vein.
You want to have a power dynamic, like a power role.
I just want to tell people if they're good or they're shit.
Well, here you go. This is your role, baby.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so feeling confused. I am a 35 male. Met my now wife when I used to be a regular at a karaoke bar that she waitressed at. I would often take one of my close workmates, who was female, along with me to the bar. I eventually met and became romantically involved with one of the waitresses, and after a year and a half, we got engaged.
Wow.
But as soon as we got engaged, my work colleague, who I'd known for 5 years prior, decided that now was a good time to tell me that she found me hot and wanted to make a move on me. Please note, I don't believe she'd ever given me any sign of interest before that. I can confidently say that we have never spoken about our friendship as anything more, and this has just felt like it came right out of the blue. I've remained faithful, and I married the waitress. She and I are now at 9 years married, but I did, however, lose my friend, work colleague, as I felt uncomfortable inviting her to the wedding or keeping that friendship alive. Okay, I've come up against this. Not this whole scenario, but we've had discussions about this thing called forbidden fruit.
Yep.
If someone feels like they are forbidden in a type of way, so like you couldn't hang out with them without your partner feeling uncomfortable about it, they're forbidden fruit.
Okay.
So I think there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel uncomfortable if my partner had forbidden fruit.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What I would say is that he's made a decision to marry, like get engaged after a year and a half, and now 9 years in, getting married. Like, that's the case, right? So if he stayed friends with that person over the time of that 9 years, and has consistently been close to them as a colleague and now as a friend, even though that happened in the beginning.
Yeah.
And he's at a point where he has to decide whether to invite or not invite the friend who confessed that she liked him to the wedding. He's still been building a relationship with her. So it's a little bit confusing because has he nipped it in the bud and said, hey, look, we are very platonic. We are friends. There's nothing that's ever going to happen. I'm in love with my wife, my fiance. I think that I hope he's not stringing this person along. Like,
that's what I thought as well. But I think like
if it's forbidden fruit, it's been 10 years, bro.
She should have respected the friendship for where it was at, and been like, okay, well, he's married now. Like,
but you know what?
Do you know what I mean? Like like you've got to respect that they've got a marriage. They've built a marriage, and there's no point in telling them that you have feelings now.
Yeah.
If it's really eating you away and you need to, sure, whatever. But like, I think it's just like a bit a bit wrong
I-
to say like if someone is in marriage, like you just probably would just keep that to yourself.
But also, why would you, like, for instance, he's making a decision 9 years after the fact, right?
So
And,
he's- yeah.
and it's like, so what does he say to his wife? Does he say, hey, 9 years ago, this friend of mine who I've been friends with for the last 9 years told me that she found me hot and she wanted to make a move on me. This was at the beginning.
Think that's enough.
No, but at the beginning of our friendship.
Yeah.
And now 9 years later, even though I've still continued to be colleagues or friends or whatever with her, and now I need to ask the question whether I should invite her to the wedding. If I was the wife, I'd be like, why the fuck didn't you tell me in the beginning? Like, and then we could have like
Got over that.
put her out of our like lives, and I would have asked you like, okay, well, this person likes you. You should probably not be friends with them anymore because
Yeah, do you think
they
he
probably
knew
have
that
some
she
sort
had those
of
feelings about him?
not in the beginning, or the wife.
The husband.
The husband, I think that not in the beginning, as he says, like he didn't have an inkling. They just hung out as friends. But then I think that maybe it's one of those things that like once you become unavailable, somebody wants you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like it's like a what if kind of scenario. Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, like what if? Like don't fucking leave your 9-year marriage for someone that you don't. I don't
But he's
know.
not leaving his 9 year
He's not an
marriage.
arsehole, but
he's not an arsehole, but I actually think that it's going to
There's so
cause
many
more
variables.
harm than good to bring this up to the wife and have this conversation about something that happened 9 years ago. If I was him, I would legit invite her to the wedding as a friend. If he's 9 years in this friendship, it's a long-standing friendship, and just forget what happened 9 years ago. I don't think it's disrespectful to the wife because I think that if you've been friends with her for 9 years, she's probably got over it. You've probably become really surface level mates, or not surface level, but platonic mates, you know? And so it depends on where their relationship stands now. Like, have they ever had another conversation about it? Like, it's 9 years ago that this happened.
Yeah.
Like
it's
it's
long
a
time.
decade nearly. Like you have to have moved past that, and if you haven't moved past it, well then maybe she shouldn't be in your life. But if you've moved past it, nothing's ever happened. You've continued with your fiance. There's been no other signs or
Yeah.
suggestions that she's into you. You're probably just mates.
You probably would have. She should probably would have just not said anything at all. And just.
Well, I just think that if she's your mate after 9 years, she should be welcome to your wedding because it would be fucking weird if she wasn't.
Yeah.
9 years, and the girlfriend
And just
doesn't need
saying
to know
I thought
about
you
it.
saying I thought you were hot. Saying I thought you were hot and I fancied you is like
Where was it? Was it on a drunken night out at the karaoke
yeah,
bar?
was I pissed? Was I on drugs?
That's
like
right.
what was I doing? Also like is this a temptation? Am I in a place in my life where I'm like desperate and I'm just latching onto whatever? There's so many
Can I just go to the
variables.
question again? Because he's saying thoughts on friends having feelings for each other. Ooh,
How long is too long
just being
to
mates.
express your feelings?
How long?
How long is too long to
I
express
actually
your
find
feelings?
this hard, right?
Okay.
To imagine a scenario where I'm friends with you and then years down the track, I have feelings for you. It doesn't work for
That
me.
would be the ultimate plot twist.
No, not like you in particular. No, but what I'm saying is, no, in life, like I can, because some people have friends, and then all of a sudden, like there is this gay couple that I know, and I'm like, they were best mates 10 years ago, and now they're together.
That's
what?
lesbians for you. That is
I could
so
never. You're my
lesbian.
mate. You're my mate for life. There's no way that I'm jumping a fence of like, oh, I think now I have feelings. Because if I didn't have feelings in the beginning, they ain't gonna come. Can you come back from that? Doesn't make it weird now.
Well, you would give it space, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does.
Okay.
And if the wedding's like in a week, awkward. But if it's in a couple of months, you
Or a
got enough
year.
time to
Yeah.
get onto the same page with each other and be like, look, yeah, that was a bit of a weird time, wasn't it?
Yeah, look.
How about those ones? You know, like.
Remember when you said you loved me?
But all of my friends fall in love with me. It's kind of fucking weird.
What?
Yeah, I've had, like, over the years, I've had a lot of best friends, girls and
No,
guys.
I'll tell you something then. If they're falling in love with you, it's because they started like that. They didn't grow to fall in love with you. No,
No.
I'm telling you now. If they became
No.
friends with you to get to that point then. It's not something that
So I feel used.
you know what? Maybe
I'm out here friend zoning
Girl,
and
I'm telling you now, it doesn't happen like, oh, I'm friends, and then 6 months down the track, feelings start to bubble away. No, it doesn't work like that.
Well,
when
I'm
you
still
look at
friends with
someone,
these people.
well, I'd be checking your friends
Oh
list.
my God. Now I feel like an asshole again. All right, let's go to the next one.
All right, let's go. The ideal first date. I, 24-year-old female, recently went on a first date with a girl from Bumble. Now, I don't think I'm the fanciest person, and I certainly am not rich, but I think it's healthy to have a good standard when it comes to a first date. And I like to be wined and dined. I like to have the time and space to really engage in a conversation and get to know that person over a beautiful dinner. I think it shows effort and interest when they take you somewhere nice. However, this girl, I don't think, thought very much of me because this date ended up being a day date for coffee in between her appointments in the middle of the day. No romance, a time limit in a very busy chain coffee shop. All right. I'm sorry, but am I the asshole for having standards and not wanting to see her again?
Ooh, okay.
Thoughts
So
on what you think of this perfect first date?
Do you want to go with your thoughts first and then I'll go with mine?
I think if she's not going to give her the time to see her again, I think that it's not about standards. I think that it's about she didn't put out, like, not in that way. She didn't. That sounds terrible. What I mean is that there was no expectation set. So if you had a previous conversation about what this first date, in brackets, was going to look like, maybe this was just a getting to suss you out vibe. Like, am I going to... You know, the lady who took her on the date was probably thinking, I just want to catch up with her quickly, see if she's my vibe, and see if, like, we could potentially have a nice first date. I don't know if your first date is, like, the pinnacle of what you should be expecting from someone when you don't even know them. So I think it's like you can build to that moment. And I think that this is probably a nice way to start. And if she's not going to see her again based on this, I think that this girl is an asshole. I would not want to be in a relationship with her.
The one that's putting a time restraint on her coffee meetups or the other one?
The other one.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I'm all for having standards, especially women having standards. And I am well aware that a lot of women are much busier in society now. They've got, you know, like, I think a lot of roles have changed.
Yeah.
And personally, like, I have spent a lot of time on dates and dating people.
Yeah.
A lot of money has been spent on dinners, lunches, coffees, etc. My preference in terms of getting to know one another and knowing the vibe is a coffee and a walk.
Yes.
And
great.
but if I'm on a time restraint and it's not, like, there has to be enough chat to get to that first date first, obviously.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I agree with you, if there's different expectations, it makes it difficult because you're not on the same page.
And why do you expect someone to wine and dine you on the first date? They don't even know you.
I fucking hate, I'm not going to lie.
Like, honestly.
I hate a wine and dine on the first night.
date. You have
it's so awkward.
Build to that moment. Like,
It's
legit,
so
have your little
awkward.
coffee catch up. And you know what? A time restraint is a pro in a relationship because in a first date, because you have to leave at a certain point. There's no pressure to stay for hours and hours and hours. It's like, hey, I've got an hour or two in the day. I'll quickly come and see you. Get the vibe. Build that anticipation for the next moment, which can be more grand, more nice, more of a gesture.
But if you're putting a time restraint on it in both psyches, like, to know that you only got, like, half an hour.
Yeah.
Why are you walking into it already being like, oh, this is not what I want? Other than being open-minded and being like, oh, I've got half an hour, let's see the vibe, and if I sense it, then we see each other again.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
you should be, if you're dating and you're actively dating, I think you should be going into every day and every experience trying to be as open and not trying to bring your baggage to that first time meeting or that first date. Like, I feel like a lot of dates that I've been on, they're like, oh, like, yeah, I've been on some horrible dates. I'm like, yeah, we all fucking been on some horrible dates, can't we?
I haven't. I haven't.
I had a guy fucking walk out on me at a restaurant.
I remember that.
Right?
Oh my God, I remember that.
Oh, that was awful. It was so awful. I was
Was
like...
it because you used the wrong words or something?
He used a derogatory term
yes.
and I called him out for it.
Yeah.
And that's a value
Did he
of
literally
mine.
just get up and leave?
Yeah.
Girl, I would be mortified.
I sat there like an absolute idiot. Like, I sat there like an absolute idiot. That's what I mean. And I went into that whole, like, relationship type thing. Always so open. I've always been so open, like, to whatever. But that was a whole nother level of disrespect. And I was like, fuck, we all had horrible dates, guys.
Yeah.
But if you're dating, you have to go open into that first meeting and that first experience because you don't know unless you've really, like, and the thing is, having a set checklist is so fine. I can validate women specifically on that. But don't go with the full list on that day. Yeah. Just see the vibe.
Yep.
And I think a sit-down dinner is just way too fucking awkward. It's a waste of money.
Yep.
I think a sit-down dinner is when you feel comfortable that you can eat in
Totally.
front of each other. Like that first date is like just have a coffee and a walk.
I
Like,
just
go
think,
for a
yeah,
coffee and a walk.
this girl is the asshole.
I'm not
and
some
I
dating
also
expert,
love how
but,
she's
like-
like, I'm not fancy, I'm not rich, but I love to be wined and dined. Like, girl. So
But
what?
how was that other girl meant to know if she doesn't, like, maybe
But-
she does want to wine and dine you. You're not going to know.
But also, like, the expectation that, like, she has to wine and dine me on
She's
the
the
first date.
arsehole.
I'm like, you are an asshole.
Yeah.
But look, we can all be assholes, and it's okay sometimes to be an asshole. But I would just check your expectations on this one, and I would like be a little bit
Expectations
more.
are the biggest killer, I
Yeah,
think, in
but also
things.
just be a little bit more open-minded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. If
All
you're
right.
dating. Oh, that's it.
Well, that's it. Well,
oh my God.
look,
Come back for another episode of
I
Am
don't
I
know.
the Asshole?
So let's go through the scenario. So you're the asshole for the first
Yeah,
scenario.
I was the asshole.
He was.
She, the girl
The
that
girl.
confessed.
No, I don't think he's an
I
asshole.
agree to disagree, but
Yeah.
yes, done.
And this girl's the asshole.
And the girl that's
At the end is the arsehole.
She's the asshole.
All right, great.
Look, I want to be in favor of our listeners who have put them in there, but girl,
Girl.
you need to sort your shit out.
You should get a coffee with her and explain why.
I will. I have honestly been giving so much dating advice.
Well, guess what? I don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm legit like I've never dated. Never. I've only got in
Well,
relationships.
maybe you need to. Maybe
Yeah,
you
but
need
you
to
know
go
what? The
out.
future for me is like
Maddie. The
it's-
future is Maddie.
It's I don't want anyone around me. Like honestly, like
Till
I
next week when he's lump again. I'm
No,
joking. I'm joking.
No. I'm really
No.
happy just living my life.
Well, if you guys like, I don't know what advice I'd given, but I feel like, yeah, we'll come back to it on the next episode of Am I the Asshole?
Am I the asshole? All right. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for listening to First Things First. If you love what you hear, leave us a rating and a review.
And send us in your
Am I the
asks.
arsehole?
Yeah, if you want us to cover anything on the pod, reach out via socials. My handle's at Brooke.Bardon and Maddie's handle's at It's Maddie Mills.
All right. We'll catch you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.